All right, let's go. Number 10. Quasar jets. In the vast pantheon of cosmic violence, few phenomena can match the raw, unimaginable power of a quasar. In 1963, astronomer Martin Schmidt made a discovery that forever changed our understanding of the universe's destructive capabilities when he identified the first quasar, 3C 273, an object so luminous it outshined its entire host galaxy despite being confined to a region smaller than our solar system. Quasars are powered by supermassive black holes with masses billions of times greater than our Sun, actively devouring surrounding matter at rates that defy basic human comprehension. As this material spirals inward, it forms an accretion disk heated to millions of degrees, releasing energy across the entire electromagnetic spectrum. But the true horror of a quasar lies in its relativistic jets. When a supermassive black hole feeds, it doesn't just consume, it violently expels. Magnetic fields twist and accelerate particles to nearly the speed of light, blasting them outward in tightly focused beams of radiation and matter that can extend across millions of light years. For perspective, the quasar PKS 0637-752 produces a jet extending over 1.5 million light years, which is 5 times longer than the entire Milky Way galaxy. These jets contain enough concentrated energy to completely sterilize any galaxy unfortunate enough to lie in their path. If Earth were caught in the crosshairs of a quasar jet, even from thousands of light years away, the results would be apocalyptic. The intense bath of gamma and X-ray radiation would instantly strip away our ozone layer, boiling our oceans and rendering the surface of the planet an irradiated wasteland in a matter of hours. We are currently spared this fate only because the supermassive black hole at the center of the Milky Way, Sagittarius A, is dormant. But black holes are not permanently asleep. If a massive cloud of gas or a wandering star cluster were to fall into our galactic center, our black hole could awaken as a quasar. Depending on the orientation of its jets, our entire region of the galaxy could be bathed in a sterilizing beam of cosmic death, reminding us that we exist entirely at the mercy of dormant monsters.
Number 9.
Hypervelocity stars. We are taught to think of stars as the stable, predictable anchors of the universe, the gravitational centers around which solar systems peacefully orbit. But the cosmos harbors rogue actors that refuse to follow these rules. Hypervelocity stars are massive, burning suns that have been violently ejected from the galactic center and are now barreling blindly through the darkness of intergalactic space at speeds exceeding millions of miles per hour. These cosmic missiles are forged in the ultimate gravitational slingshot. When a binary star system, 2 stars orbiting each other, ventures too close to the supermassive black hole at the center of a galaxy, the immense tidal forces tear the pair apart. One star is consumed by the black hole, while the other is violently flung outward, accelerated to velocities so extreme that it breaks the gravitational binding of the galaxy itself. These untethered suns are now screaming through the void, completely undetectable until they are relatively close. The horror of a hypervelocity star is the sheer, unstoppable mass it carries. If one of these rogue suns were placed on a trajectory intersecting our solar system, there is absolutely no earthly technology, current or future, that could alter its path. Because space is vast and light travels at a finite speed, it would simply appear as a new, gradually brightening star in our night sky, growing larger and more dominant over generations until it was too late. Furthermore, a hypervelocity star wouldn't even need to collide with Earth to destroy us. If it merely passed through the outer edges of our solar system, its immense gravitational pull would disrupt the Oort cloud, sending a civilization-ending barrage of millions of comets raining down on the inner planets. If it passed closer, it could easily rip Earth entirely out of its orbit. We would be violently flung into the freezing, eternal darkness of deep space to die as an ice world, or pushed directly into our own sun. It is a stark reminder that the orbital mechanics keeping us alive are incredibly fragile, easily undone by a blind, speeding ghost of the cosmos. Number 8. Strange matter. Deep within the crushing hearts of neutron stars, gravity achieves a terrifying extreme. When a massive star collapses, the pressure is so intense that protons and electrons are violently fused together to create neutrons. But in the absolute core of the heaviest neutron stars, even neutrons themselves cannot withstand the crushing weight. They dissolve. They melt into a chaotic, hyperdense soup of subatomic fundamental particles called quarks. Under these incomprehensible pressures, theoretical physics suggests the creation of strange quarks, resulting in a substance known as strange matter. Strange matter is theorized to be the most perfectly stable state of matter in the entire universe, and that absolute stability is exactly what makes it the ultimate cosmic pathogen. According to the Strangelet hypothesis, if a collision between two neutron stars were to eject a microscopic droplet of strange matter, a strangelet it could wander through the vacuum of space for billions of years. If that microscopic droplet, perhaps no larger than a grain of sand, were to drift into our solar system and come into contact with Earth, the results would be instantaneous and catastrophic. Because strange matter is perfectly stable, the laws of thermodynamics dictate that normal matter, when introduced to it, will want to achieve that same perfect stability. It acts as a subatomic infection. The moment a strangelet touches the Earth's atmosphere or crust, it would begin converting every normal atom it touches into more strange matter. This chain reaction would be completely unstoppable, spreading outward at a significant fraction of the speed of light. The oceans, the tectonic plates, the planetary core, and every biological organism on the surface would be transmuted. In a fraction of a second, the entire Earth would collapse in on itself, shrinking from a planet nearly 8,000 miles wide into a hyper-dense, super-hot sphere of strange matter the size of a small asteroid. There would be no explosion, no lingering ruins, just the instantaneous deletion of our world, rewritten into an unrecognizable, dead subatomic state. Number 7. White hole eruptions. We have spent decades studying black holes regions of space-time where gravity is so absolute that nothing, not even light, can escape their grasp. But the mathematics of Albert Einstein's general relativity allow for a terrifying inverse: the white hole. If a black hole is a region of space where nothing can leave, a white hole is a region of space-time where nothing can enter. But matter and light violently and continuously explode outward. They are the cosmic equivalent of a geyser, vomiting the impossible into our reality. The concept of a white hole represents a catastrophic breakdown of known physics. Some theoretical physicists propose that white holes are the exhaust valves for black holes, connecting entirely different universes through the unnavigable throats of wormholes. Others suggest that a white hole is the localized manifestation of a Big Bang, the sudden, violent creation of matter and space-time erupting from a singularity. The existential dread of a white hole lies in its absolute unpredictability and the paradoxes it creates. While a black hole slowly and predictably pulls matter inward, a white hole would be a sudden, unpreventable rupture in the fabric of our local universe. If a white hole were to suddenly erupt in our cosmic neighborhood, it would not merely destroy us. It would rewrite the physical laws of our solar system in an instant. It would flood our region of the galaxy with a torrent of paradoxical energy, exotic radiation, and matter moving at velocities that shatter our understanding of physics. Star systems would be obliterated by the sheer force of the outbound shockwave. It is the horror of the unknown manifesting violently in our reality, a localized apocalypse where the universe simply breaks open and bleeds out raw, unfiltered creation, erasing everything that previously existed there. Number 6. Primordial black holes. When we think of black holes, we think of stellar corpses, the crushed remnants of massive dying stars. But the universe holds a far older, far stealthier terror. Primordial black holes were not born from dying suns. They were forged in the first fractions of a second after the Big Bang itself. In that chaotic, hyperdense soup of early cosmic expansion, microscopic pockets of matter were so densely packed that they collapsed in on themselves, creating black holes before stars even existed. The terror of primordial black holes is their size. While stellar black holes are massive and often surrounded by blazing accretion disks that announce their presence, primordial black holes can be incredibly small. Some might possess the mass of an entire mountain, yet be compressed down into a sphere no larger than a single atom. Others might hold the mass of an asteroid but be the exact size of a golf ball. Because they are so microscopic, and because they emit absolutely no light, they are the ultimate invisible predators. They are cosmic landmines drifting silently through the dark matter halo of our galaxy, completely undetectable by any modern telescope. If a golf ball-sized primordial black hole were drifting through our solar system on a collision course with Earth, we would have absolutely zero visual warning. We would only notice it when its gravitational terror began to warp the environment around us. If it struck the Earth, it wouldn't leave a crater. It would plunge directly through the crust at thousands of miles per hour, generating immense seismic shock waves. It would eat the planet from the inside out, consuming matter as it carved a path directly through the mantle and core. The gravitational distortions left in its wake would liquefy tectonic plates, trigger global supervolcanoes, and potentially destabilize the Earth's orbit before the black hole silently exited the other side of the planet, continuing its invisible journey through the void, leaving behind a shattered, dying world. Number 5. Black hole mergers. In the darkest corners of the cosmos, supermassive black holes, monsters millions to billions of times the mass of our sun, occasionally become locked in a gravitational death spiral. As these galactic titans orbit one another, they gradually bleed away orbital energy, drawing closer and closer over millions of years. When they finally collide, they execute a black hole merger, resulting in the most violent and catastrophic events the universe has experienced since the Big Bang itself. The horror of a black hole merger is not what it emits in visible light, but how it physically breaks the universe. When two black holes merge, they do not just explode, they release an incomprehensible amount of energy directly into the fabric of space-time in the form of gravitational waves. For a fraction of a second, the collision radiates more power than the combined light of all the billions of trillions of stars in the entire observable universe. When the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, LIGO, detected the first black hole merger in 2015, the waves had traveled for over 1 billion years, reducing their impact to a microscopic flutter on our sensors. But what if a merger happened closer? What if two supermassive black holes collided in our local cosmic neighborhood? Gravitational waves are physical ripples in the fabric of reality. If Earth were struck by a high-amplitude gravitational wave from a nearby merger, the wave wouldn't just pass through us, it would violently stretch and squeeze the planet itself. As space-time compressed and expanded, the Earth would be physically warped. The crust would instantly shatter, triggering global earthquakes of impossible magnitude. Oceans would be thrown out of their basins. The very subatomic bonds holding our buildings, our atmosphere, and our physical bodies together would be repeatedly stretched and compressed, potentially ripping matter apart on a molecular level. It is a scenario where the literal geometry of the universe turns into a weapon, flexing reality until it breaks. Number 4. Runaway greenhouse worlds. Not all cosmic horrors come from distant stars, invisible particles, or rogue black holes. Some are agonizingly slow, suffocating, and entirely natural processes of planetary evolution. We have spent decades searching for habitable planets, looking for worlds that can support liquid water and breathe life into the darkness. But planetary habitability is not a permanent state. It is a temporary, fragile equilibrium. To understand this horror, we only need to look at our neighbor, Venus. Venus was once likely an Earth-like world, possessing shallow oceans and a temperate climate. But it fell victim to a runaway greenhouse effect, a biological and geological self-poisoning that mirrors the inevitable decay of successful biospheres. As a planet's host star ages, it gradually increases in luminosity. For Venus, the extra heat caused its oceans to begin evaporating. Water vapor, a potent greenhouse gas, trapped more heat, which caused more evaporation, creating a vicious, unstoppable feedback loop. Today, Venus is a hellscape. Its oceans are gone, replaced by an atmosphere of carbon dioxide so thick the surface pressure would crush a nuclear submarine. And surface temperatures hover around 900 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt lead. The cosmic dread of the runaway greenhouse world is its inevitability. This is not an exotic anomaly. This is the guaranteed fate of our own Earth. As our sun continues its natural aging process, its energy output will increase. In roughly 1 billion years, the sun's heat will push Earth past its tipping point. Our oceans will begin to boil. The water vapor will trap the heat, and the skies will turn into a toxic, crushing pressure cooker. Every monument we have built, every piece of art, every biological legacy of our species will be reduced to scorched, lifeless rock. The runaway greenhouse world forces us to confront the terrifying reality that planets are not permanent sanctuaries. They are temporary shelters with a strict expiration date, and our world is already slowly beginning to suffocate itself. Number 3. Relativistic kill vehicles. In 1950, physicist Enrico Fermi famously asked why. Given the age and size of the universe, we have not found any evidence of alien civilizations. The dark forest hypothesis offers a chilling, logical solution. The universe is a dark forest where every civilization is a hidden hunter, and survival depends on absolute silence. Any civilization that reveals its location becomes an immediate target, not out of malice, but out of the cold, strategic calculation of preemptive elimination. If an advanced ancient species wanted to eliminate humanity, they wouldn't send a slow, dramatic armada of warships or engage in negotiations. They would strike with the perfect, unstoppable weapon, the relativistic kill vehicle, RKV. An RKV is a terrifyingly simple concept. It is a dense, solid mass of material, perhaps just the size of a telephone pole made of tungsten or osmium, accelerated to 99% the speed of light, aimed directly at a target planet. The kinetic energy of an object moving at relativistic speeds is so immense that it requires no explosives, no warheads, and no complex targeting systems once fired. The true existential horror of an RKV is the physics of its approach. Because the weapon is traveling at almost the exact speed of light, the visual light warning us of its approach arrives at almost the exact same time as the weapon itself. There is no early warning system possible. We could not track it, we could not deflect it, and we could not hide. If an RKV were fired at Earth, the sky would simply flash, and a fraction of a millisecond later, an impact with the kinetic energy of millions of nuclear warheads would shatter the Earth's crust. The atmosphere would be ignited, the oceans instantly vaporized, and the planet's surface rendered into a molten sphere of slag. Because humanity has been loudly broadcasting radio waves and announcing our presence to the cosmos for the last century, we have already revealed our location to the dark forest. For all we know, the mathematical calculation has already been made. An RKV was fired at us hundreds of years ago, and it is arriving tomorrow. Number 2. Vacuum metastability event. False vacuum decay. According to quantum field theory, the universe exists in various energy states, much like a ball resting in a valley. The lowest possible energy state is called the true vacuum, representing the most stable configuration of reality possible. However, physicists analyzing the Higgs boson, the particle that gives fundamental matter its mass, have calculated that our universe might not be in the true vacuum. Instead, we might be existing in a false vacuum, a temporary, metastable valley that only appears stable. We are a ball balanced precariously on the side of a cliff, one quantum fluctuation away from rolling down into the true vacuum state. At any moment, anywhere in the cosmos, a random quantum tunneling event or a high-energy particle collision could cause a microscopic region of space to suddenly drop into the true vacuum state. This event, known as false vacuum decay, would create a bubble of altered physics that begins expanding outward at the exact speed of light. Inside this expanding bubble, the fundamental laws of nature are completely rewritten. The strong nuclear force binding quarks into protons could change. The electromagnetic force could shift. Atoms would immediately collapse or fly apart, making chemistry, biology, and the physical structure of planets impossible. Because the bubble wall expands at the speed of light, it is fundamentally impossible to see it coming. There would be no alarm, no shifting in the stars, and no time for human brains to even process the pain of dissolution. One instant, you are reading this sentence, and the next absolute instant, everything within the expanding sphere ceases to exist in any meaningful way, replaced by an alien physical reality where the building blocks of matter itself no longer function. Every high-energy event in the universe represents a potential trigger point for vacuum decay, each one a cosmic dice roll that could end reality as we know it, instantly and forever. Number 1. Big Rip Scenario. In 1998, two independent teams of astronomers made a discovery that fundamentally upended our understanding of the universe's ultimate fate. the expansion of the cosmos is not slowing down, it is accelerating. Some unknown, invisible force, now called dark energy, is actively pushing the universe apart with increasing strength. While most cosmological models treat dark energy as a steady pressure, some theoretical models introduce a far more horrifying concept: phantom energy, a form of dark energy that grows exponentially stronger over time. If phantom energy exists, it guarantees the most violent and complete death of the universe imaginable, an inevitable conclusion known as the Big Rip. In this scenario, the universe won't just expand forever at a steady pace. It will accelerate until the force tearing space apart becomes so incredibly powerful that it overpowers every other fundamental force in nature. The timeline of the Big Rip is a step-by-step unraveling of reality. First, dark energy will become strong enough to overcome the gravity holding massive galaxy clusters together, scattering them across an ever-expanding, lonely void. As the acceleration intensifies, it will tear apart individual galaxies, flinging stars and black holes into isolation. Months before the end, solar systems will be ripped apart, planets violently pulled away from the gravitational embrace of their suns. In the final hours, the expansion of space itself becomes so violent that it overcomes the electromagnetic forces binding molecules together, causing rocks, oceans, and living organisms to disintegrate into individual atoms. But the horror does not stop there. In the final fraction of a second before the Big Rip, the fabric of space-time expands so rapidly that atomic nuclei are physically torn apart. Protons and neutrons are separated. Quarks are violently split from one another. Even the fundamental subatomic particles that make up matter cease to exist as coherent entities. Everything that has ever existed is reduced to an expanding cloud of subatomic debris scattered across a space growing faster than the speed of light. Some models predict the Big Rip could occur in as little as 22 billion years. Given that the universe is currently 13.8 billion years old, we might be past the midpoint of existence itself, living blindly in a cosmos that is already dominated by the invisible force preparing to execute the ultimate, permanent death of reality.